Opening game of the Europa League, Manchester United 1, FC Twente 1, and I am very, very frustrated and quite pissed off at that performance from Man United today. At some moments, I could say things in the final third again, just like Crystal Palace, were absolutely woeful. There wasn't much to be talking about good in the midfield as well. Obviously, Marcus Rashford, for me, if I can go to him first, didn't perform that badly in terms of his confidence, maybe on the rise, but the delivery was inconsistent. There was a few times he actually got to the byline, got the ball in, and obviously Xerxes couldn't execute the ball into the net, really. Do you know what I mean? There was one occasion where, he got the ball in the box from Rashford, he spanned the defender, it couldn't get it in, and then the second one where, do you know what I mean, I kind of question whether he should be our centre forward in that capacity, because a centre forward would read where that ball's going and follow it in, and he could have got us a goal there as well. But not trying to lay too much at his doorstep, because I thought the things that he did do in the game were positive, and I can't really knock him too much. But there are players in that team like Bruno Fernandes who, for me, was anonymous that entire game, and the questions need to be answered again of how he completed another 90 minutes on that pitch, because I said the same thing in my review of the Crystal Palace game, and I'm going to say it again. There's players there that could be way more effectual on the pitch than Bruno Fernandes, and that aspect of just keeping him on frustrates me. Then I go into, obviously, Christian Eriksen, the good and the bad. Obviously, the goal was great. It set us on the way, and we could have built from that. Performances didn't rise because of that, really. We went into half-time. I thought, get the goal before half-time. Second half, we come out and we go to war. We go to business. We do business. Didn't happen at all. And, what FC Twente did, and they did quite well, and lots of teams do that against us, they can soak up pressure for an amount of time. United get complacent, and then we get caught. It was an extraordinary run out from that position to get the ball out of defence and into the advanced position, and obviously Eriksen, obviously on the half turn, gets caught, thinks he has more time than he does, or just doesn't scan, and then Lammers gets the glory with a great finish. But after that, do you know what I mean? I kind of thought that the game still wasn't, in terms of, where's the fight back? Where's the lead's gone? Where is the manager sort of directing the players? Where is the substitutions to change the game? Where is the impetus from the lads? It just seemed so pedestrian. The same things happening over time, the same attack. It's like you're just watching the same thing over and over again. And, I look at it, I saw Van Nistelrooy on the bench sort of gesticulating. I saw Ten Hag quite stone-faced, just standing there sort of thing, expecting more. But the changes were not effectual. It was just like-for-like changes all over the pitch. So, Twente can just sit in again and just soak up the pressure like they did. They decided at one stage, because I thought at one stage after their goal, they could have actually went for the game and went for the throat, because I don't think United's way or mentality, the fragility came in again, and I thought they could have really, really went for the throat again, but they didn't. The manager decided to let them just soak it up. We'll come to Old Trafford and take a wonderful 1-1 draw, and our fans will love it, and when it came to full time, you can see how much it meant to them. And, obviously the dejection in the Man United players and the manager. Obviously the manager didn't look too happy. And on occasions as well, I think the manager the only thing I can give him a bit of sympathy for, he might take a bit too much heat, because obviously he can't control what the players do on the pitch. He can set them up. He can tell them to go out there. But, he's not telling Marcus Rashford to go and, overtake and, try to take his man on 2 times when he doesn't need to, when he could just release the ball. He's not, in charge of Bruno Fernandes, stinking out the place. He's not, culpable for Eriksen, falling half asleep, with complacency. So, yeah, I've got to say, what a frustrating watch that was. They squared the game with a really good goal. Their goalkeeper, to give them some credit, and a really, really good game. It seems like goalkeepers are constantly having a good time when they come to Old Trafford. or we actually go away. It doesn't matter where we play, does it? Do you know what I mean? It seems like it's just never ending. But fundamentally, again, I really want to mention what pissed me off the most. Like, sometimes you can even say I can take a draw, but it's the manner of the performance and what you see, and I don't see nothing from that. I just see the same old pedestrian things, and you want to, see, like, if you're taking criticism as a manager all the time, surely your players have got to show up for you. Surely you've got to show something different. He's gone back against the club that he kind of made his name at, and he just looks like a twat, as far as I'm concerned. And it's really, really irks me, this one. I don't really usually sort of speak so like passionately in the wrong way about the manager or the players, but on this one it really got me, because I sat there for 90 odd minutes really, really not knowing what I was watching, bored out of my skull, literally looking at things on my phone most of the time because the game was so boring. And as a Man United fan, I'm nearly 34 years old. I didn't grow up watching my team like that, and that is just that's done me. That's really, really done me. Going on to Tottenham on the weekend, mate, I don't know. If we play like that, it's going to be a long evening, a long day, a long evening for us. And this evening I've lost my head a little bit. I'm a bit pissed off, really. That's ruined my whole evening watching that, wasting my time. And we've got to be doing better than that. It's really, really poor. Going into the match stats, our expected goals were 1.4. Theirs was 0.72. We had 56% of possession of the ball, 17 attempts on goal, which means nothing when you look at the shots actually on attempts and then on target. Shots off target was 6-2. Corner kicks, we had 10, which we done nothing with. They had 5. So on all the metrics, really, it looks like a game you should be really, really, doing much better in. It's just a performance, really. It's just a lack of, nous in the final third. Before I do end it as well, Ugarte, I'm not really convinced with that. He didn't look like he contributed anything to. I don't know if it wasn't his kind of game today or it wasn't. But he didn't. I know it's really early to criticize people like him just coming through the door. But that wasn't that great for me. Looking at the lineups and the ratings that this website called Flash Score have given the players, let me see if I agree. Onana with a 6.7. That's probably fair. Mazraoui 7.4. I think that's okay. I'll give him that. Maguire 7.2. Martinez 6.9. I agree with that. And Dalot was just disappointing for me today as well, I've got to say. Christian Eriksen gets an 8. Obviously he got substituted, but the goal was good. But as I said, it was the good and the bad with him today. Really, it was culpable for the goal. So I'll probably take that 8 away and give him a 7. Bruno Fernandes, I don't know on God's green earth this website has given Bruno Fernandes a 7.5 rating for that game. He was a ghost. That is crazy. Diallo 7.3 they've given him. I possibly agree with that. Marcus Rashford showed a lot more energy and enthusiasm, a few tricks and skills, but it means nothing when there's no end product, so I'm not really feeling that, but 7.4 is a good rating. Xerxes gets 6.6. I kind of think that's fair, given the facts that he had a few tidy touches and a few little tricks and flicks as well, but wasn't really a major threat for FC Twente. Their team, obviously, I think they got a 7 overall as an overall team rating. Their goalkeeper, Unistol, top notch. I think he deserved maybe an 8, not a 7. Van Roy, that right back there, 7.5. Hilgers was really good for them today. Bruns, decent game. Lammers, stat finish, he deserves at least an 8. And his endeavour and his running was good as well. Van Wolfsburgel, Winkle, and Van Bergen was decent. And Vlap and Regier, they played decent. They made more of a decent account of themselves than I thought they would have today. And very, very frustrating. But Yeah, I'm going to do something to calm myself down a little bit, but this is Aaron Lewis Central. This has been my match review on the Manchester United v FC Twente Europa League match day 1 game. Disappointing, but we'll keep our heads up for the Tottenham game. Take care.